It's hot here today in the mountains of Southern California. I'll tell you something. It's hot enough to remind me of a place where none of us say that we want to go. Who wants to go to hell? A lot of people don't believe in it. Most Christians do, as well we should. But I want to tell you something. Hell is not only an eternity of separation from God. It is that. But there is an influence straight from hell that is strong in our country and the United States of America. If you are listening to me and you are not an American, you probably have seen the same thing. I certainly have, especially in the UK, in Greece, in Venezuela, and countries all over the world that have very serious problems facing them, very serious disagreements around them. Now, it's not wrong to hold a strong political opinion. I know I do. But I'm not going to tell you what mine is, because that's not the point. The point is not that you should have a particular opinion. The point is that you can have a strong opinion without hating people who disagree with you. The hatred and vitriol and despite that I am seeing more and more often in the church against not only non-Christians, but against each other. It's appalling. It's an illness. It's a sin. Here's what matters. That you may be hating people who you think are not serving the will of God. Jesus Christ didn't do that. Lord, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And this was the Son of God, and they were killing him. If you're sitting around saying that my particular political bent is the will of God, I am right, you know what? Maybe you are. Maybe you are right. I don't know what you're thinking. Who am I to say? But that's not the point. The point is your attitude towards people who don't agree with you. People are wrong about many things. But even if you're not, even if you are right, look to Jesus' model. You know what else he said? Forgive others. If you forgive those who have sinned against you, Jesus said, then your Father in heaven will forgive you. If you do not forgive, then your Father in heaven will not forgive you. Oughtn't we to take that sort of seriously as believers? We know we're not supposed to hate our family members. We may be very angry at them. They may be awful. We may be working very hard on attempting to forgive them. And that's right. That's right. Forgiveness doesn't always happen immediately. But in the church, as Christians, we think that hating our political opponents is somehow blessed by God. That's a demonic message. That's straight from the heart of hell. That's not what the Bible says. If you have anything against anyone, Jesus says, then go and forgive them, or God will not answer your prayers. You can feel as self-righteous as you like. You can feel like the hand of God. But if you hate those people who disagree with you, no matter your reasoning, no matter your rationalization, then you are serving Satan, not God. You're not allowed to hate and still receive the blessing of God. You can't even receive forgiveness if you're holding on to hatred. I'm not making this up. It's right in the Bible. If you hate your political opponents, Christian or non-Christian, Muslim or Jewish, atheist or Buddhist, if you hate, not disagree with, that's okay, but hate, then you are not serving God. You are serving Satan. And I think we ought to take a very serious look at that. Disagree. Disagree strongly. Knock off the hatred and the despite and the believing that because someone does not believe the same thing as you do, then they cannot be a believer. That's wrong. That's more than crazy. It's a sin, and it's a big one. Work for what you believe. Stop demonizing people who believe differently. That is what Jesus told you to do. When Jesus said, Lord, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. You know who he was talking to? A howling mob intent on murdering him. I really don't think that Jesus thinks this is all right to do. It's not. Stop. Stop today. Beg forgiveness for yourself. Beg forgiveness for this country. I'm doing it. I'm as guilty as any of you. Maybe more so. Probably more so. And I am sorry. And I confess to you, and I confess to the Lord my God. Follow my example, not in hatred, but in starting the process of change, of forgiving others, and, even more important, asking God for forgiveness for my own sin.